Police the same way. They put their club upside your head and then turn around and accuse you of attacking them. Every case of police brutality against a Negro follows the same pattern. They attack you, bust you all upside your mouth, and then take you to court and charge you with assault. What kind of democracy is that? They attack the victim, and then the criminal who attacked the victim accuses the victim of attacking him. Yes, sir. This is American justice. Yes, sir. That's right. This is American democracy. Yes, and those of you who are familiar with it know that in America, democracy is hypocrisy.
In police departments nationwide, a crush of vaccine mandates are a flashpoint for officers faced with rolling up their sleeves or losing their jobs.
Failure to comply means a failure, refusal, or neglect to follow an official order, or at least that's the excuse they use to shoot niggas.
A mandate is any mandatory order or requirement under a statute, regulation, or public agency, which means you gotta do that shit.
As many as 1 in 3 emergency responders in some cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, right here in Baltimore, are refusing to comply with city vaccine mandates. I'm wondering where you stand on that. Should police officers, emergency responders, be mandated to get vaccines? And if not, should they be stay at home or let go?
Yes and yes.
Stay at home or let go?
Yes and yes.
Meaning. Hypocrisy is the practice of professing beliefs, virtues, or practices that one does not actually hold or believe in.
Why it is so important for you and your children to know the law and know how to comply so you don't die. And know how to comply so you don't die. And know how to comply so you don't die.
Head of the police union encouraged his officers to ignore the deadline.
Do not fill out the portal information.
I'm asking you politely to please comply.
Already short-staffed, the Seattle Police Department is preparing for a potential mass firing of officers. 354 sworn personnel had not submitted proof of vaccination as of Tuesday. That number dropped to 292 today.
So let's say they come back and they say your religious accommodation is not approved. You have to get the vaccine. Do you know what you're going to do?
Hypocrisy.
I will not get the vaccine.
I'm asking you politely to please comply.
The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful.
Get behind me, Satan!
For the vile person will speak villainy, in his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, into utter error against the Lord.
Get behind me, Satan!
To make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
Getting pulled over, a Detroit man, Floyd Dent, was repeatedly punched in the head by an Inkster police officer. That officer went to jail.
That major outrage this morning after a behavioral therapist was shot by an officer after he held his hands in the air, lying on the ground.
When he hit me, I'm like, I still got my hands in the air. I said, no, I just got shot. And I'm standing there, I'm like, sir, why did you shoot me? And his words to me, he said, I don't know.
No. I've just seen way too many videos of prostitution. But you're not black. Remember, we only kill black people. Yeah, we only kill black people, right?
Tonight, our investigative unit has confirmed that 40 San Francisco cops have been placed on leave because they haven't been vaccinated for COVID. 59 other unvaccinated officers already on leave for other reasons could be next. Those 59 cops will also be placed on leave. This is the pathway for termination. That's a total of 99 officers who ultimately could be fired if they don't get vaxxed.
I'm asking you politely to please comply.
For the guy in Minnesota, they said his mother said she taught him the same thing, and he is dead today.
See, here's the thing, and Don brings up a very good point with this. This notion that compliance and respectability can save someone's life in an encounter of police is not the reality for black men in this country.
I only listen to white rappers.
I think that's a good idea.
Hey, you keep us safe, all right, officers?
You've crossed the line. Who do you think you are? He's got a weapon.
Anything can happen, and they've got to be ready for anything. So comply, don't die. Good. Comply, don't die. Good.
Resisting. Stop resisting.
We're not giving 94. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop it. Stop it. I will choke you. Choke you out. Choke you out.
Here at the Fraternal Order of Police headquarters, the president of the union is urging rank-and-file officers not to comply.
I'm asking you politely to please comply.
Anything can happen, and they've got to be ready for anything. So comply, don't die.
I do not believe the city has the authority to mandate that to anybody.
Ed Yankup, the Director of Public Policy and Communication for the ACLU of Illinois, says vaccine mandates do not violate civil liberties, and he cited decades of court precedents upholding them.
The idea that we're even fighting about this after 700,000 Americans have lost their lives, I think really just doesn't hold or stand up to any kind of test.
He says police, more than perhaps any other group, should embrace the vaccine.
Anything can happen, and they've got to be ready for anything. So comply, don't die. Good.
Really passed meaningful laws. It would not be necessary to pass any more laws. There are already enough laws on the law books to protect an American citizen. You only need additional laws when you're dealing with someone who is not regarded as an American citizen. But whites are so hypocritical. They don't want to admit that this black man is not a citizen. So they classify him as a second-class citizen to get around making him a real citizen. If he was a real citizen, you'd need no more laws. You'd need no civil rights legislation. Civil rights, when you have civil rights, you have citizenship. It's automatic. White people don't need laws to protect their citizenship because they're citizens. But they don't want to tell us we're not citizens. And at the same time, they don't want to pass laws that are meaningful enough to protect us as if we were citizens. And the Supreme Court desegregation decision is the best example I know. That's a law from the Supreme Court. 10 years have gone by. No desegregated schools. It hasn't been implemented beyond, I think, 9% in 10 years. So this just shows you the hypocrisy of the American white man. They talk out of both sides of their mouth. It shows you the hypocrisy of the American white man. They talk out of both sides of their mouth.